From sports to culture, mental health to economics, politics, relationships, and life issues.
Sit down and catch up with Aaron868 and Ricardo Mitchell as we have casual conversations on serious topics.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. Clearly, this man had a watch for 1 week and everything just went awry.
Well, it turns out you're easily distracted now, so I didn't want to put you through that again.
I'm not easily distracted, one, but it's worth pointing out that after more than 200 episodes, you came with a watch, which is quite startling. I mean, that's just like if I show up here and day for an episode with no man.
Hey, you're gonna do the reverse fade?
No.
You're not going to?
Or even better, if Joash show up here and day bored.
It's surprising that you bring up that. I was thinking about going ball on an episode. What do you think?
Don't do. You see,
Yeah, my foot.
all that comes with a level of responsibility.
But
Is either you going ball for fees or you're going ball because you have to accept that the headline ain't coming back.
no, you're not going bald. Bald went before you. You have no choice but to follow.
That's me.
Us, Aaron.
Yeah.
Us.
I realized that people who ball have plenty wisdom. I remember I was talking about surrounding yourself with people and learning from you now.
I realize what you real good at. Mama like.
Yep. Yeah.
Alright, now. So let me finish the proper intro. It is now 6:02 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you are locked onto the true nation station where we are.
Culture crazy.
First and foremost, as he doing a double take, right? 2 weeks with me being here. Josh, it be the prayer that you want to hit us as we start off today's show.
Thank you very much. We thank the Lord God Almighty for life, health, and strength, and for allowing us as Trinidad and Tobago citizens and wherever around the world we are listening to have life, to be able to share love with each other. I pray that as we enjoy this program, that we'd be edified in a way that we'd be able to bless others. Amen.
Amen.
I have to mix it up a little bit.
I like what you're doing, Aaron.
Right.
Now, can I mix it up, can I, guy?
Right. And we must say thank you to those that went before us, and we are not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, accept, reiterate, and the state would be chess at Columbus Live, but also talk about their music. Tony Prescott, well, Tony P. Well, the P this week stands for
Papa guy.
Papa Guy.
Yeah. It's like his mama guy, but, more
Okay.
masculine. Okay. Yeah.
I'm masculine.
I'm more masculine.
I'm more masculine Mama Guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's three of us here. And Joash clearly have, a little finesse.
Papa Guyan.
Papa guy in. Yeah.
I see you going on a kind of road already.
It's going to be a real interesting one.
There are so many things that have taken place, and I'm trying my best. I typed a whole epilogue on Facebook yesterday morning and had to delete it.
You had to?
Had to. Because in that moment, I also had to remember that I wasn't just commenting on an issue or incident that took place in Trinidad, but I was also commenting on the fact that it is a business that I'm involved in.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So I had to, no, in no way, form, or fashion that I bad talk anybody or any institution. But I also had to be mindful that the people who involved in the situation are people that I have to interact with to get things done.
All right.
And I did not want to be I didn't want it to be another instance where I spoke about something that happened in our country, and then the person who has to pay my salary at the end of the interaction send it back for me and to be like, if you don't have nothing good to say, do say nothing.
Got you.
So I took heed and I said nothing.
Yeah. You already get away for the marsh grass, so
Well, my mind immediately went to that.
Right, a man meet me first not the other day, pushing my trolley and telling me start to play a calypso, you know. I was like, wow,
yeah. Nah, but you're good.
I didn't know you used to play calypsos on Paris Smart. But Paris Smart, just say it and start playing calypsos.
One of the advantages, Mr. Williams, of your decades of experience in entertainment and communication is know it when to not say anything. So I rate you for that. I still learning. Trust me, I am still learning. Because are you for the marsh girl? I'm not sure how I would have responded. So that was a moment I took notes.
And it was a classy response. A classy response.
As keep telling people, the kind of things that come through my head to say is not what actually comes out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking about the mascara here, I'm talking about on a regular day.
Right.
Because we have to be mindful of the fact that in our age where we recorded an episode of Living Room and there are 2 cameras here.
Yeah.
In addition to the 2 cameras, everybody in the room have a phone.
Yeah.
So whatever we discuss inside today's recording is going to start coming up as ads by the time we're done.
Most definitely. I want $1 billion.
But right? But we have to be mindful of the things that we say, the things that we are recorded saying, because even private moments, moments that are supposed to be held within familial settings are now being broadcasted and people asking why you get on so.
All right, I get you. Are you making reference to SCA results?
Maybe not.
Because, one of the things I saw was that for the year already, there have been 10 wiretap approvals granted. So what I'm thinking, that was a newspaper report. Yeah, that's a newspaper report in yesterday's Guardian. And I don't know if that helps, because make a power on your device and turn remotely.
Oh,
well, can they? No, I know they can activate.
I don't want to.
Anyway, you know what? It's cool. It's too late. It's too late to be concerned about your privacy.
Siri activated. Siri activated.
Yeah, Siri always activated.
Next thing you hear Siri say, "No, I am not."
Yeah. Siri have to be listening at all time for that to respond. So,
yeah.
Oh, where's the one for Samsung?
I don't know. I don't trust I have nothing against the robots. I have nothing against y'all.
No, but you
Taking it back.
if you use an AI, you can't talk about not wanting to be in.
Yeah, it's too late. I don't want to upset them. In case Matrix don't turn out the way that
Keanu.
in case we don't have a Keanu and we don't have a Morpheus.
Josh, as this is me watch Matrix.
yeah. Just
You watch Men in Grey?
Men in Black.
That's the answer itself.
That's how it is. Yeah.
I told them about that.
You don't know Men in Grey?
No.
The local police movie?
I know about, I don't even know if they say welcome to something. Yeah.
Welcome to what?
You never see a local film, Welcome to Warlock?
I heard about it.
Yeah.
Never looked at
It's
it.
very
Jinx.
sort of real. Might be a little bit disturbing, but I think it was a good attempt.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, I saw.
Because it's done with a little more, a better production.
I saw
But
Men in Grey.
Men in Grey or Men of Grey?
I remember. But it was Men and Grey.
All I remember part 2 is Flight of the Ibis.
Oh.
But yeah, we should take it in. We should take it in.
You know, that'd be a really interesting thing to post. I realize what people like to do now is post reactions of themselves watching things on YouTube.
now, I think I want to do that
Yeah.
because sometimes, you want to share what you're experiencing with others too. Instead of just sending everybody, hey, watch this. You just share what you like with people. You send them directly in the messages. What you can build a community of more people that like the same things that you like. Because they're exposed to new things. And two, what happens now is when they know you are going to watch something, and they'll be like, yeah, let me see how Josh reacting to this. and you have a close connection, a level of influence that is special to people who you never really had a personal relationship with.
Yeah, I didn't get reaction videos. I didn't
think-
get it.
Not unbox it.
Is that a generational
Yeah.
thing?
They past my generation.
I mean,
Wow.
I kind of get it too because even like the WACK listeners, they are people who's listen to WACK don't come off WACK. However, the more interactive at different points in the day. So you'll have the morning team, that you wouldn't really see interacting during the course of the day and in the evening, and then they have the midday and the evening teams that you don't really see that much in the morning. But I guess that's what happens when you have listeners all over the world and different time zones. Well, so I guess you get to build your community around you.
And sometimes it's a validation thing, eh? No lie, it's a validation thing. Take for example, the guy that came to Trinidad and everyone was all excited.
Who I should speak.
Yeah.
You can say his name or not.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Because we also, the thing about it, in the first book of edifying, so we also need to edify the older listeners of the younger trends.
Okay.
Because you remember, as we said, watch the things your kids watch it.
Correct.
So to know what your kids watching, you also have to tell it, hey, your child is watching Sweden.
Yeah, and what I show CB does, he really reacts to different things, and sometimes he may not like it, but you could connect with whatever he does in a sense. And most things it generally is favorable. So give him something to try. He's going to be excited. Yeah, he's going to be excited and give a extreme expression. Right. Be like, yes, he like what I like. And is that validation?
It's basically finding somebody that is into the same thing you're into, that level of buying. Yeah, I like doubles, I should speed like doubles. That means doubles is a great thing.
Yeah.
That's called a reaction action, not mine.
What, that doubles is a great thing or that I should speed like it so that make it good?
No, that doubles is a great thing.
Doubles are awesome. I had doubles today. Big up you, Library Corner doubles people.
It's like you have a new friend, even though it's not really a friend.
That's the thing. So what he's selling, really, reactionary videos are really selling connection then.
Yeah.
The sensation that you too, me too, I alright. I don't get why you say it's a validation thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
And not in the concept of watching football games. Interesting.
Yes.
So not do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of media, like I watch wrestling, a lot of wrestling. Real wrestling. And
That's right.
one of the things I've noticed is that they've started catering for that secondary viewing experience. So even while you're watching a wrestling clip, they might show you clips of subscribers watching wrestling and reacting to things that happen. So like Obafemi comes in with his strut, and then they cut to videos of like normal guys like us sitting on, watching a monitor, and doing the walk as well, because they kind of creating an immersive experience, acknowledging that you're not there, but that don't mean that you can share any feelings.
And I guess with World Cup, you'd see the same with sports as you're talking wrestling. With football, they wouldn't just show the field because it's more than just the field. We want to see fans and the people's reaction to what is happening.
Yeah. I've actually, Ras and Kenny and them talk about that a couple times too, the camera work. Yes, you want to watch the artists, you want to watch the musicians and the performers, but you kind of want to get a feel for what's going on stage, because the people who are not there want to feel there.
Correct.
So you're right. That connection with what else is going on, which is why people go to watch these events, tailgate parties and in sports bars and that kind of thing. You go to a place where other people are to share that experience. So, I mean, you could watch football home, but you'll ask, hey, where are you watching the game? And then you gather and you do it there. Not me though. I've watched a total of 42 minutes of football for the entirety of the World Cup so far.
Which foot?
The 42 that sent Brazil home. I don't even know if I should add more.
That was the
That's not it. That's a good 42 minutes.
Yeah. Saying, I had 42 to watch.
That's a good 42.
Neymar was on the field for
22 of those minutes, bro.
Neymar was really disappointed.
It was it was really, really sad to know as a man who grew up in the, well, not grew up, but a man who appreciated the MSN era,
Yeah.
to watch.
Just now wait. There's a generation that knows MSN as a message platform. What does MSN stand for?
Messi, Suarez, Neymar.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, to see Neymar, I was jokingly, it was suggested that if he came on in the 60th minute, that, you know, they might sub him off by the 75th. And I could see it.
Yeah, Neymar disappointing in my opinion, and I think that Brazil have enough talent that if someone is past their prime, you could play someone else.
You know what is wild? Fact. Actually, you probably know, but you have any idea how many people there are in Brazil?
The population? No.
Yeah. You have any idea how much people in Venezuela?
Population.
Right. Venezuela has approximately 55 million people. Venezuela respects the size of Brazil's military, just because of the size of Brazil's population. Knowing that Venezuela has 55 million people, take a wild guess as to how many people Brazil have.
90 million.
Go up.
105 million. 132 million. 158 and a half. I give up a million.
Yeah, Josh.
200 million?
Nah.
225.
All right, 213 million people approximately.
Oh, wow.
So the wild thing about this is that Brazil has been upsetting people with the Hoga Bonita, right?
That no, we played against them.
The youthfulness, these teenagers who come onto the field and dominate. That's one of Brazil's things. You tell me out of 213 million people in the most football-loving nation in the world, and that is the side of this, eh?
And they had people like, you could clearly see like João Pedro from Chelsea, who was scoring goals in form and was left out. So that is one immediate person that would have been able to fall into the side in the starting 11 and be able to play. But I'm not the coach, I'm not the manager, I'm just a fan.
Bigger fan than me. I'm like one of them little tiny fans that just give you in weddings and thing. The little ones. Right? Them fellas big, like Lasco and industrial fan and them kind of thing. I'm a little fan. I was a big fan, I'm a little fan. Yeah. So yeah, I watched 42 minutes of football and it was... if I gotta redo that 42 minutes, I think I would have watched the Mexico-England. I hear that was
That was a good game.
I hear that was our space.
The thing about it is, and it's something that we have always spoken about in the living room, is succession planning. We have grown up, Ricardo and I, that is, have grown up in an era where we would have seen Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar, even to an extent Mbappe, come from youth players to become the players that they are now. And the debate of who's the GOAT spans various sports, because it spans basketball, it spans American football, it spans football, it spans cricket, it spans all these different sports. But what I think we have to also appreciate is we, and by extension you, Joash, have seen these players in their prime, and we have now seen them reach to the ascendancy of their career, where they are now going to say, this is the end of my career, or keep playing in a lesser league, or whatever it is. And that's something we have to be thankful for. Well, boy, I was going to say that.
I was going to fix Nice, Portugal.
Oh, wow.
I know, I just saying. I know there are a lot of Ronaldo fans all over the world for what he has done and who he has been. But geez and ages though, a lot of that is nostalgia, and
There's that dangerous thing you're seeing around now.
I hear
It's a dangerous time. I don't know if you want to finish.
So just now wait, let's now wait. Before we started recording, Ricardo was talking about the ability. This is the perfect time when you have to do the close-up shot on you by making the statement.
might cut this whole part out. All I'm saying is, they will look at playing in MLS in the twilight of your career and playing in the Middle East in the twilight of your career. and still not managing to do anything for your Middle Eastern club.
When they want to type.
Okay. Yeah, good. You know the one that I saw it was worth everything they invested. That one title.
Fairly, Ronaldo is one of the greatest footballers.
Yes.
Admittedly, you are
Yeah,
correct.
and I am not a Ronaldo fan.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Messi is the greatest to ever touch a football.
Clearly.
I've seen a little bit of clips, and clearly I didn't grow up in his era. So,
And I think just like no, let finish your point.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, but Ronaldo is providing something to Portugal, but he's not the best centre forward.
What?
I've seen he's scored goals and still shown that he can provide some attacking prowess, and
You know?
its physicality is also something good.
Like, I think Colonel Sanders provides something to KFC too. Alright? Your brands need mascots. Right?
Wow.
Brands need mascots, right? No, they do things. I mean, at the end of the day, Chicago Bulls have Benny, right? What I'm saying, it excites, it gets a result. It gets the energy from the people.
I don't know if you all saw the Portugal versus the last one they played before the game against Spain. Croatia.
Yeah.
But you see the goal there he scored that was offside. By a little thing. That goal alone should tell you that he has a lot of qualities.
I'm 100.
The timing.
I'm 100% sure that Brian Lara phone pads next to Vic cover drives.
That is not a cover drive shot. A cover drive shot is too simple, classic.
That Brian Lara could still hook. Jasper Gromer.
Okay.
But here to catch you, he's not trying to do it every week. When it happens, people who have 10 and 15 years of career ahead of them, trying to get his spot.
The thing is, I understand your point, Josh, but I think it goes back to the overall and overarching issue that at some time you have to know when to step down.
Correct.
You have to know when it's time to say, you know what, I could be an impact sub.
I agree with that.
Because let's face it, LeBron is going to enter into that 24th or 25th season.
He didn't celebrate 250 years this weekend.
America's greatest 250 years this weekend. But LeBron is entering into his 23rd or 24th season in the NBA now. I don't expect LeBron to be getting the same level of minutes as Cooper Flag. LeBron drafted.
LeBron is playing against people who were not even born when he started playing basketball.
LeBron's son was born, grew up, and come to the NBA and play for.
Yeah. And the man is still at the top of the game.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Ronaldo as an athlete is unmatched. Because the care that he takes and invests into his body is what any athlete, be it a not up and coming or established athlete, that's what they should be aiming towards. Because Ronaldo, now this is gonna sound weird, but again, male affection, something we practice here. Ronaldo's body is the epitome of what an athlete should look like, in my opinion.
It depends on what's the athlete. I mean,
all different things. I think you all understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that he even at 41, Ronaldo is still looking in prime shape.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you know. Neymar probably beat me in a foot race. Bad.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Seriously, it's that bad?
Lara would.
Lara beat me in a foot race.
Big up Lara. But you know what?
Should
As
get
you're
that.
saying big up Lara, Marlon Samuels, I'm still vexed with you.
You know, he never acknowledged that. But Brian Lara, if you do want to run a foot race for charity, I'd be very, very interested. I would train to race you. You know what? I show slow.
I was saying talking about I just now,
Right?
races.
I go show slow. Right? I mean, there was one thing I'm not known for is the lightness of my feet. You know, my turnover.
Or the gravity in your speech.
But I had to be that guy though, I'm working on it.
No, you're doing that in the job actually.
Yeah, I can like imagine that now.
Right, but really and truly, guys,
Thanks.
you're welcome. This World Cup has taught us a lot. It has shown us a lot. It has given us a chance to just how we watched the documentary of the Bulls' Last Dance to witness the last dance of some fantastic players. Luka Modric,
Yeah.
Virginia. I know him coming to the next World Cup.
Oh,
Can I
no.
say that, yes, sir?
A 44-year-old goalkeeper is not unheard of.
It's not unheard of, but
It looked like his career is now starting.
What think he probably have a career in is endorsements on social media, because his followers went from 500,000
to four,
to
to
17 million followers he got.
night or something.
And that was a couple of days ago. Who knows what it is now?
It was Messi.
Messi, well, Lionel Messi calling for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, sorry, what was in your full name then?
Brasilia. Somebody else, Neymar dos Santos.
Well, don't call his whole name.
Neymar dos Santos Jr.
That's the whole name?
That I know.
Oh, all right, cool.
Casemiro.
Mm.
Yeah, we don't know. I think for all the years we never knew what Casemiro full name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a one namer like Madonna.
No, he's not. Even look on a Bali. I one name like Bali.
The Bali way, Harold Valentine.
Blacks.
We tell them that. No, Blacks, you catch me. I don't know.
Well, in this World Cup campaign, we also saw the retirement of Kevin Molino. He ain't playing the World Cup, but in the World Cup qualifiers, we got Kevin Molino. That was one of my heroes. You know, not everything he does is what I support, but
Why is that thing not correct?
in terms of football, one of my heroes.
Wade in the water.
That's Kevin Money, I bought her out when I used to boat her.
Okay, well, you was there.
Much rather see my athletes on boat rides than. You know what? Noted.
Rather not see that.
Noted. You know, this dynamic is fun, you know, it is. It's allow you to come out of the talk and let the talk progress. Yeah, fun times. Somebody started a list the other day of CONCACAF teams that are going to beat us for the next 10 years.
Oh, God.
Curacao, 18.
Man started to say Faizabad senior secondary, all kind of thing. It get wild.
CONCACAF teams are going to be cool.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Curaçao's one.
Our developmental program exists right now.
I don't know about right now, but we've been having developmental programs, especially like under 15 and under 17 levels. I know at the women's level as well, they had like camps at the home of football. However, I don't see the results of what they are doing, personally, in my opinion. What I think they need to return to is having tournaments, yes, camps, but pay them with tournaments. So like in the past, they did that under 15 or under 14 tournaments. I think that's when Kamara David, I don't know if I ever spoke about that. Kamara David was the general secretary. From that program, you've seen a lot of youths that are making it now. But some of them fell away because they didn't have continuation.
Structure wasn't there to support.
Yeah, he left and it didn't have continuation.
Yeah. So what we technically seeing is the development of youths that, where if they get into universities, they develop there, and hopefully we might be able to drag them back in as foreign-based in the future.
Or the grandparents stuff.
Yeah, we see that, and that's not my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah.
That is good for them if they want to further their future. They have a chance to get access to education at a higher level if they don't have that edge academically at first.
Yeah.
It gives them a little advantage. But very rarely I see people make it out there into the university level and then become a big professional player. You might see them possibly make it into like USL.
Yeah.
But how many of them graduate and then move on into MLS? Few.
Remember, if you look at it, and I'm glad you see the university level, look at basketball, how many collegiate players there are, and then from that, how many make it to the NBA.
Yeah, but I think
To get to that or the top 10 of being an athlete within a national league is very difficult. Because if you look at English football again as another example, there's the Premier League, then the championship, then the 1, 2, 3, and then it have the divisional league. So it's like about 8 leagues before it can get up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So the instance of being a top athlete is a rare one.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, there are about 8 leagues. But are we willing to place ourselves in those like tier 8 leagues? No. We rather go for a university. Even if we don't want to study, going to a university when we could be trying to climb a professional pipeline, you know? And you're getting familiar with that league and you're climbing in that country.
I know one example of somebody who's with that. Now I follow him on TikTok. I think it's Elon Welsh. He plays in the something league, 10 league in Germany.
And I would support that because a lot of people aren't following that route. And I think...
But then the issue now becomes how, even if you're playing in that level league, the level of scouting, for example, in Trinidad and Tobago, how are we going to find those players?
The internet.
That would mean that that player now has to put out the footage of their games.
Yeah.
But again, we're looking at now people investing in themselves.
Yeah. Listen, we need to find them though. Very few persons, right? So he can make himself available to them.
Again, I understand all that. I'm just looking at it from the angle that...
And also people recording and uploading footage of things a lot less fruitful than their athletic careers. So the idea of, I had to put myself out there, I have to... That's no...
Statistics in football very accessible right now. Even pro league players, you search them up, transfer markets, you see their statistics, who they are, what positions they played. Everything is there. How many goals they scored.
Remember, he wasn't born in the late 1900s like us. But when you...
1998.
Oh, you get...
It just doesn't.
Oh, so all right, cool. Hey, he's an old timer like us, right?
He really made it just the late 1900s.
Yeah.
But I understand the level of risk that you're saying, that if you want to become a top level athlete, there's a level of risk attached to it. If it's that you choose to start college and drop out to go and join a respective league, if you get selected by the team, and then later down in life go back and finish a degree like what Steph Curry would have done. Or if it's that you decide, okay, I'm going to go to the youth setup at a club and hope that I progress, and if I don't make it at this club, my foundation of playing is strong enough that I can go to another club, even if it's an lower level, and get into that team. There's a huge level of risk attached to it. But we are asking how many people are prepared to take that risk. Because again, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have to accept that not every parent has the financial standing or backing to allow a child to take that level of risk. So they go to the safe route of, get a scholarship, get education, work and play football, not realizing that playing football or any sport is an actual job.
Yeah.
That you can earn to raise a family.
Yeah, pretty soon there are more accountants in the world than professional football players. So I think the safer route is really get a degree. Get a degree and look for a job. Start a business, but getting picked.
The challenges are a lot. As to be a professional footballer, going the route of secondary school, going the route of college. It's not easy going to another country if you don't have that support. Family, friends, you don't know anyone. There are things you'd need help with. And I've seen a lot of persons return because of culture shock or just not being able to continue with the momentum they had in Trinidad.
But even the late Shadow Winchester would have had trials in Scotland.
Yeah.
And came back here and was playing for the connection. So, and I'm not knocking anybody who wants to become an athlete, but persons are aware the level of risk associated with it. And it now voids back down to another issue that I personally have, where persons who are born in the early thousands are coming to play Fet match with me, who clocking 40. Because this is where they are getting football to play. They no longer have the tears of football be it the properly established tiers, I apologize, where we have the TTPFA, then we have the Super League, then Super League 2, and then the various SFAs or FAs, I should say, the EFA, SFA, NFA, all these different things, where people could build up and move up and once they have it on it.
Yeah, they have it. You can read it on my face. But yeah, the tiers, it's a bit different, so it doesn't have Super League again. But yes, there's the Tier 1 TTPFL, and then there's Tier 2.
Right.
And then there's like the different regions, SFA, CFA and stuff. And then like the under 23, different age groups going down.
Okay.
I know some leagues struggle. I know the West Bend League, is a central league that was supposed to occur for under 23s as well, was cancelled because of funding issues. So they generally are seeking sponsorship for different leagues because they can't just run them.
Yeah, it's expensive to host a league of anything. Yeah.
But one of the things that has occurred to me is a lack of a proper pipeline for most forms of competitive sports in Trinidad and Tobago.
You say lack of pipeline.
All right, so Josh, no papa guy thing here. All right, give me a round estimate of how many martial arts trophies you've won.
Considering me alone, I'll say 250.
That's trophies alone or trophies and medals?
Trophies alone. And probably more medals.
That is what I'm talking about. 250 trophies. More medals than trophies. What do you think realistically, what are or were the odds of you representing Trinidad and Tobago as a professional athlete in your martial art form?
Not high. I didn't really have that guidance in terms of professional level. The end game was really just for us at that point in time, making the national team and trying to win a medal at either the Pan American Championships, and if we qualify for World Champs. It wasn't a thought and any sort of, and then locally, it isn't a profession. It can't become a professional martial artist making money doing karate. If there isn't a league or something that you say, okay, you are paid for competing. You can be paid for teaching, but you aren't paid for competing.
So now that honestly puts it into perspective why Daniel had to head across to Mexico
For training.
And I think if we want Trinidad and Tobago, that is, when I say we, if Trinidad and Tobago wants to be dominant on the world stage in any sport, there needs to be a proper structure, and not just having a sporting organization like the TTMA,
Next, like
MMA, or I think Trinidad and Tobago martial arts. Well, I don't know what to call.
for me, it will be. I don't want to call the name.
Right. Right. So the Trinidad and Tobago martial arts, right? They have just said. And to have that organization, they now have to have a structure of how people could rise through the ranks and become a top tier athlete, or what in Trinidad we call an elite athlete. Avatar.
Yeah.
Right. There's financing for
Professional will be finance.
That you could access funding through various platforms. Let's just call it a bursary or a grant.
Right.
And that could assist you in now becoming able to compete on a regional and global scale.
Yeah.
So let's just say if those kinds of things are established and maintained, because you know how much I love maintenance in our grand scheme of things, because it's all great that Keyshawn won a goal.
Yeah.
But who has been developing the next Keyshawn?
Besides Keisha.
Besides Keyshawn. Do we have the systems in place that are fostering the growth of athletes?
Oh my gosh, I think it was Ras Commander who had said that our success this is more in spite of as opposed to because of. We create exceptional athletes in the sense that they are the exception to what the program's producing.
Correct. And as well, we need to focus a little more on developmental as well as the professional category. In developmental, we need to keep things a little bit broader, allow more persons to get involved in sports and play different sports.
Yeah.
Because different people would find their best sport at different points in time in their years or careers.
You're right.
And that would help generate a lot more new talents, people being able to cross participate, because we're not a big nation based on our population. So I've seen even, we've spoken about Nicholas Paul. He was a footballer, got injured, and then became the world's fastest track cyclist. So you need to get people involved in sports, not just for to represent the nation and for pride and stuff. It helps in terms of the health, focus, different areas in life that would have them with discipline.
And the thing about it for me is that when you say development and going and broaden the scope here, development is not just in terms of developing the person to become the best at what they are doing. Development from the angle that you are teaching the fundamentals, and the fundamentals could span from the sport to teaching the fundamentals of life. Because if you teach a child from the age of 4 and you are teaching them, let's say, martial arts, for example, and you teach them the concept that you have to become the best or one of the top 3 to advance to the next phase, you are now teaching reward and recognition, as opposed to being the participation medal syndrome at an extent that we are teaching for some things.
Yeah.
Because yes, Ricardo, the face alone.
No, I feel about that Oprah mindset.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I would not have said that, and I realized you didn't drink no coffee before we start.
Oh my word, that is it. I didn't activate my filter. Yeah. You know me so well. Yeah, you get a medal, everybody gets a medal.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If we are teaching the fundamentals, yes, if a team wins, everybody on the team gets a medal. But if there's a tournament and there are 4 teams, right, and the top 3 get medals, that 4th team has to understand, for me to win a medal, I need to finish in the top 3.
Need to perform.
You need to perform.
There's 2 sides of it, and I think I have to give my opinion to not be very two-sided, because if I stay quiet, I speak to people and they know my opinion, right?
Okay.
And somebody might say we are all winners and be like, we are all not winners, but yes, we can be
We're all winners.
we're all created with value.
Right.
So
they're all
they
valuable.
want to create a scenario where people feel like once I lose, I'm not valuable.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah, that's
However, what we tell them, they need to be their best selves and not compare themselves to others. So you evaluate yourself. You can look at others for information, but not for value comparison.
okay.
Nobody is more valuable than them. So in terms of that, I want to say that you're also competing or looking at yourself to be your best self.
Compete against yourself.
Just be your best self. Whether it's within a team setting, you want your team to be their best self, so you take up your responsibility, be your best self, and you encourage them to be their best selves as well. And at the end of the day, if you give your best is your best.
Your best is your best.
Right, go do the rest.
But your best is the best in that. It might have another area where your best is the best that it have. Find your...
And evaluate at the end of the day, even if you're first. Evaluate, improve, continue pruning yourself and getting better and better.
What Mr. say? Master inspires zoning. Wrestling.
You really watch wrestling, right?
Yes.
Ricardo.
Sports entertainment.
Yes, he does.
I do.
I used to love wrestling, and I had 2 wrestling belts.
Well, you actually used to like belts, wasn't it?
By the WWE champion and the heavyweight champion.
Have them still? No. All right, let's leave that right there.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will wear them. Yeah, but I do. The thing is sports entertainment. At least it accepts it. It acknowledges that it's sports entertainment.
So it's like a reality show for man.
Yes, those are my telenovas or telenovos if you're going masculine, right?
But you had something to counter with to share. Just a little bit puzzled based on what I was saying. So I just
No. I understand the value of teaching persons to compete at their best level. But my thing about it is we have to also start to teach the children once you're getting involved in competitive sport or even development of certain things. You have to, if you are in a pool of persons competing, to be the top, you have to be the best, as you said. It doesn't take away from the value that a person brings, but there is a level of competition, and I think that is being lost in society because, in my humble opinion, the level of inclusivity that we are trying for certain things should not exist.
like what?
As I said earlier, the participation medal syndrome.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Let me say. The Bible say it didn't say to run the race as if to finish. It said to run the race as if to win.
Correct.
Right? All those set aside, when did we start becoming ashamed of the concept of excellence? When did we start? Where did we had problems with elements of excellence, and we decided that all excellence or all celebrations of excellence are bad for the people who not excel it. There's one of those, we train on the baby with the bathwater all over again. And for those who don't know that story, is the concept, it is just a bit of a historical fact, right?
For me.
For Joash.
Right. The concept of the baby with the bathwater is that it's not like now, where we have turned on the tap in most places in Trinidad and Tobago, and you get running water, right? Back in the day, when the family had a bathe, right? You're bathing in order of hierarchy. Man come home from the mine or the fields, and he bathing in the bathtub of water. You don't, at that point in time, empty the tub and fill it with fresh water, right? The next person in order of hierarchy in the family bathes in the tub. By the time they get to the baby, after everybody bathed in that same tub of water, right? Sometimes the water is so dirty that when you throw it out, you might even notice that the baby's still in there. The premise is you don't want to throw away the important thing with the things that have to be thrown away. The baby in the bathwater comes from the bathwater being so dirty you can't even see the baby again. So, but just make sure that when you change any water, you don't lose the baby. We are losing the baby, right? Because now, alright, your sports day. It's sports day. Your house needs somebody to participate in that event. You go up, you're not as strong, fast, agile as you think, you lose. Alright, your house didn't get first, second, or third points.
You get one for
participation.
All right, but tying it back to sports and football in particular.
Right.
In Trinidad and Tobago, we love to compete, and that's what we do. But it's not working. If you look at Spain or any other country, in the youth level, it's not a whole set of competitions. Hold on, it have a lot of competitions, but
just say do have a lot of...
Hold on. Let me finish. We have leagues and mini professional kind of tournament setups. Mm-hmm. But what they have is people playing for academies. And in an academy, the goal is not to win.
It's to develop.
So a team might be playing good football or playing the ideas of the coach, and he's good as long as you are doing what he is trying to teach. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, he might be losing and have his best team on, takes off the best players and puts on lesser players because it's important for everybody to develop. The goal is development, not winning. The main goal.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a time and place for that.
And that's when they're young, because they are not doing this for money,
Right. So,
They're paying to develop.
so now this goes to the thing of having the programs, development programs.
Yeah.
Right. So once you have a development program, that's the time and place for that. But once you move out of that development program and now go into the competitive phase of things, you still can't be rewarding them like it's a development program.
Okay, correct. You can't reward because we don't really have proper rewards for our profession.
Well, that's all.
We don't have rewards.
You think about it.
This is me laughing in barbecue.
What?
Yeah, you know? You get what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. I laughing in barbecue because we have people who representing our country that only get to the places that because they had to sell tickets and do.
Oh, yeah. That's all.
Correct. That's why I laugh in barbecue because you can imagine you in the airport, right? With your Trinidad and Tobago flag tied around your back like a cape. And you messaging home, I only get through because the barbecue was Sunday.
And that's how they pay you hotel fee.
Right. Let me not act like it don't happen.
No, or you're waiting, they're cancelling the games the night before because there's sponsorship and fun. And that's the stark reality that we are facing. We want to get to the world stage. We want for the cricket, let's say Trinidad and Tobago cricket team, to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the Olympics in 2028. The first time cricket will be a World Cup sport. But what do we live cricket in this country?
So I have to laugh in barbecue.
But we have the talent. I pray to God. I hope we're doing something.
So the thing is, it's happening in silos. Because take, for example, our handball team.
Yeah.
They have been representing us excellently on our world stage.
Correct.
Game after game, I'm seeing players training across the US consistently for our handball team. I'm seeing athletes in the collegiate system in the US consistently performing. I'm seeing members of our Trinidad and Tobago national football team consistently performing in the MLS. But what I'm not seeing is where is the next generation coming from? Because Kevin Molina retired. Who is going to replace Kevin Molina as our top playmaker in this country?
Dante Gilbert.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen.
But the thing is, I know that. Because he's a quality player playing across the Dutch League. But how much people paying attention to that?
And the previous coach didn't want to call them up.
Who's that?
We don't have
Again, we don't have no matter of iron clues there. Who was the previous coach of Trinidad and Tobago national football team?
Dwight York.
And he didn't call the player up. That's
For a lot of games,
that's
we had to be careful. Right?
No, but
he didn't call him up. We can't say that he didn't want to. He might have wanted to.
I don't know. I really don't know the situation. What I know is what I see from the outside.
Right. That's the thing. And this is something, and we get very close to the end program. I'm glad this came up now at the end when everybody probably getting ready for Big Band. And
Uncle Dezo.
that tell us hi. And the people who might be listening to call and say something else might tune on by now. It's that we are so afraid of talking about certain things that we dance around it so much that we don't address it. So if something is in the public domain and it happens and you make mention of it, there's nothing to be afraid about to making mention of something, of the fact of a matter. Garbage didn't pass by me last night. I can make mention of that as a fact. But what I cannot make mention of is garbage didn't pass by me tonight. It's now 7 o'clock.
Right.
How I know garbage didn't pass tonight?
Fair. Or maybe the pass and you missed them.
Garbage will pass there anymore. The change back to 9:50.
Oh, it's on nice schedule. Right.
So the thing is, we are so afraid of making mention of things that a lot of things are happening and we are not saying anything about it.
You ever hear about Lord Invader? Lord Invader wrote a song in 1939.
You was alive back then?
No, but digging up in the music, right?
That's it. You use the calypso bar right now. You know?
It's called sedition law. Alright? Fantastic song. Fantastic song. If it's not Loaded Vader, I'm gonna cut this whole part out of the episode.
No,
I'll never know.
You know what's the sad part? You need to stop taking advantage of the fact
But I am the editor. Hey, listen, all I'm saying is we could play music that is 80 years old, 90 years old, saying people in power have problems with how you talk. That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new, right? What we're seeing right now is because there's so much more record of people talking, it gets in ticklish because the line between what private and what public now, it's not even blurred anymore. The whole thing foggy,
is your
right? The thing foggy. And so what I'm saying is, I don't mind a little papagaya every now and again, right? Because then afterwards we could, based on the way that you speak about certain things, you've introduced it in public domain, you might get away with some satire or parody. It might have a context in which you could say this is not to be taken literally because of the other things that I've said, right? So all talks that aside, a little joke here and there might actually be a legitimate defense for things that you were not joking about going forward. But even that,
that's a whole.
let's say you could play smart with foolish. You could play foolish. You could play smart with foolishness. You can't play foolish with smart.
No,
Something so. Have I the wrong way?
I think you can't play smart with foolish.
You can't play smart with foolish. Right.
You play smart with.
I gotta listen to it again. There's chromatics with Chinese slang.
What I will
Chinese dictionary. Yeah.
next week, hopefully, we'll get more information on the incident that took place in the wee hours of Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah, so that we could give proper discussion on that.
Yeah, because
I
it was
don't want to discuss it.
it was pandemonium.
Another pandemic.
No, it was a pandemic. But it was
Oh, I think I now understand.
yeah.
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 It wasn't fantastic.
It was not.
It was not. With that being said, guys, remember, I'll be back this Friday. Yeah, back on this Friday for sure.
Cool. Well, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage. Thanking you for joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. Catch me tomorrow at high noon here on WACK 90.1 FM. Yeah, guys.
First day without football insurance.
Yeah, look, you ain't doing too well.
That's tomorrow. I don't know how I'll be doing tomorrow.
Okay, so you trying to tell me? You trying to tell me then?
I was just stating the fact that tomorrow is the first day without World Cup football in 3 weeks.
All right, there we have it. See?
And I am Joash Webb, your favorite co-host/guest on The Living Room, bringing to you my web of influence and connecting you to the source, as always.
So again,
Do that.
you want to sign out?
No, I was.
You don't decide now?
Do that again.
We gotta say it again.
Closer.
And I not even on the close-up. I make sure that
This man is taking advantage of the editing process, and guys, what this is exploitation of editing.
hey, he who has the goal makes the rules, boy.
Alright, I'm yours truly here at 868 time my region. Every time that culture is my goal. And I also tell you that love is a currency, so spend some today. Let somebody know you love them, guys. Up next is Mr. Desmond with the Big Band, where I tell the true nation station WACK 90.1 FM. Keep it locked.